Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Existence Podcast. My name is mcpeachpies and we are joined by a couple of special guests today and Mr. Sandman. Welcome back, Sandman. How are you?
Good, how about you?
I'm not too bad. And we are also joined by returning guest, Wafflestick. Hello, Waffle.
Well, hello.
And we have a very special guest as well today. We have returning ex-member TC Midnite. It's been a while, TC. How are you doing?
I'm still alive, obviously.
Yeah, we've got a pretty interesting podcast ahead of us today. Lots has been going on over the month of October, and we wanted to kind of focus on two things in specific around the Minecraft community, being Minecraft Earth and the Minecraft Festival coming next year. Where do we even start? What do we want to start with? Because both of them are equally as interesting, I think, but we've got TC here for a specific reason to do with the Minecraft Festival in regards to next year. But also, Minecraft Earth will be quite interesting to talk about, considering I've been able to get the early access version here in New Zealand. So, what are you guys more intrigued in terms of conversation topics?
I'm gonna say Minecraft Earth seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Earth. I was actually just looking for it, and it's not even available at least not here in Michigan yet.
No,
Yeah, not here either.
So they've kind of been slowly working on early access kind of things in terms of where it's been located. Excuse me. So it kind of started with a few cities, I think, around America. I'm not too sure on that one yet.
Yeah,
I know they released it to a few.
Yeah, there's only a couple. I think Philadelphia, and then I think Los Angeles maybe, and then maybe like Chicago, but that's about it.
Those lucky dogs.
I know that they released it to kind of like some YouTubers and stuff initially.
Yeah, some big name Minecraft YouTubers, they did.
Yeah, because they kind of just teased it out, and I remember when those videos came online with like Seth Bling and stuff doing redstone and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Mumbo had something on it.
Yeah. And then I know they did a few cities. I don't know. Have they done anywhere? Well, obviously they have now, but I don't know if they did anywhere outside of America initially. But a couple of weeks ago, they released, definitely of note to me, they did Iceland and New Zealand. And luckily, I think it's because I don't know if it's because they just
because you guys are on small islands.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's because I signed up for like the beta or early access or something previously, or whether it's just available for everyone, because there's a friend of mine, Kim and Jax, who does awesome Minecraft maps, and I've collaborated with her a few times with some data pack stuff. She also was able to download it, and I don't think she signed up to any of the beta or early access stuff, so I think it's just readily available as long as you have a supported device.
And it's
so
free to play?
Well, this is Microsoft, remember? It's as free to play as Bedrock Edition.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the frequently asked questions, and it's like, how much will it cost? It says it'll be free to play, so...
Yeah, so it's free to play with an asterisk, as you would expect.
Some extra paywalls.
Oh, you like purchase skins and stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't think you can play single player on that. I think it's mainly just group building, I believe.
No, it's the opposite, as far as I'm... Okay. Should we run through my experience so far? Maybe that might help.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it might help because I'm confused.
Yeah. So yeah, a couple weeks ago it must have been. I can't remember exactly. It was before I went away on a field trip. But yeah, it became available for early access, and they sent out that little tweet and all that kind of good stuff, and I managed to download it. And you sign in with your Microsoft account, like Bedrock and Windows 10 and all that kind of good stuff, which is already... I mean, it makes sense, considering that's what Minecraft is now, is Microsoft. And then...
But it's separate from the old Mojang sign-in, right?
It's got nothing to do with Java Edition. It's got nothing to do with any of that, which I find really kind of annoying when it comes to skins and all that, which I'll get to in a second. But it's pretty cool. We talked a lot about it in an old podcast where we compared it to kind of Pokemon Go. And from what I can tell, it's pretty similar in terms of like the maps and stuff, because you load it up and it shows your little character and like the map, and it has like all the roads and streets and stuff. And then there's little, I think they call them tappables, I think is what they call the collectible icons, which just kind of pop up around the place, and you get in with a range of those, tap on them, and then you collect items that way. And then there's also another thing that pops up on the map, other than like mobs, like you can get pigs and spiders and cows and kind of.
So just for like the ambience of your builds, or
yeah, but yeah, the builds thing is a really interesting topic of conversation because it's something that I'm not quite happy with. But yeah, then
is it like creative or something?
Well, it's weird. It's kind of survival, but also kind of not. But anyway, come back to the map. So it's basically just like a big road map, and has like things popping up that you can collect, and then it also has these things called adventures. I think they're called. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll pull it up now on my phone. What I've been thinking of doing is like making a little video. I've got a few recordings that I've done on my phone, but they're kind of bad, and things like notifications and stuff keep popping up. And also it crashes like all the time.
It's all good. It happens.
Yeah, it's early access, but also my phone is like it's an S7 Edge, which was like 3 years old, so
should still be fine.
It works. That's the point. Anyway, but
yeah,
I think it's still quite
iPhone's
buggy.
What, 11 now?
Gosh,
I'm on 7.
Yeah, I think 7. Like, if it had a headphone jack, I'd totally buy it.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that they don't have a headphone jack.
As long as Minecraft Earth doesn't turn out to be kind of like the Pokemon Go thing was, where I wound up with a car full of people driving around town to find crap. It's like, I thought the point of this game was to get out and walk, not for me to drive you everywhere.
Here we go. I collected a pig.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, loading up the game instantly. It just shows where you are, shows all the road maps, and it's pretty cool. It shows like pathways and like even the railway lines and stuff pop up on here just as like look like roads, but it's kind of nifty.
Does it warn you not to walk into the rails?
It tells you straight away. It's like, be careful where you're walking. It's like, okay. So anyway, we play through. So you tap on an icon and then collected 4 dirt, a white tulip, and an orange tulip.
It's got some really nice sound effects.
Yeah, the sound effects are really satisfying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty nifty. Like I've definitely enjoyed just going out and walking around and just collecting stuff, but that leads me on, I guess, to the one thing that I'm really not enjoying so much at the moment, and that is what they call build plates. So these are the actual places you can build, and for starters, you can only build in AR, which kind of makes sense, but also would be cool if you didn't necessarily have to, but it kind of makes sense that you kind of do because it's an AR game. But my major problem is you're limited. Like, you unlock more as you level up, but you're limited. At the moment, I'm a level 5, and I have 2 build plates, and they're both 8x8 blocks. And that's it.
So you can only build within an 8x8 area.
Yep.
It's like half a chunk almost.
I was going to say, you can't even build a starter house in 8x8.
No.
Yeah.
Look at this. I built a street lamp.
It's
Congratulations.
A chunk. Chunks are 16 by 16, correct? Am I right in saying that? Chunks are 16 by 16?
Yeah, a chunk is 16 by 16, yeah.
So it's a quarter of a
quarter chunk.
Yeah, it's a quarter of a chunk, yeah.
But here's the twist. There's a big banner right at the top of your build plates menu that says, "More in the store." Tap on that. It takes you to the store.
Big 8.
Build plates.
So if you want a bigger build plate, you gotta pay.
Yep. So there's grassy pasture, where the chickens go, tiny waterfall, ahoy, lone sheep road. So so for starters, you buy the same size plates, but you get like a minimal amount of resources that you can collect from them, unless you get like the bigger ones, and even then it's like, let's see, what's the biggest one on here? Oh, God,
so I'm curious, is the banner like strategically placed so that you accidentally click it?
Oh, no, it's there so you can click it if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a system in the game called rubies, I think they are, which is I think that's kind of a cool callback to like how they were going to add rubies instead of emeralds. But you collect rubies every now and again when you collect tappable items. and you can use those to buy these build plates, which is a gimmick. I have 66 rubies at the moment, and let's see, what's the next build
so you could get another build plate without actually paying.
Yeah, but it's really slow, and you only get another 8x8. Unless you save up for 225 to get a 16x16.
So just to clarify, like a build plate is like a place where you can just build pretty much, and you can like do different save slots, right?
Pretty much, but that's my problem is that you can only have like so many, and like for example, I've made this build, my first one, which I put on Twitter, which was like a nice tree and a little pond and stuff. But that's it. Like I can't build anything else unless I tear that down and build something else there. So it's like, what's the point of collecting all these items if I can't build more things? Like that kind of ruins Minecraft.
Pay more to play.
Yeah. So yeah, you like TC said, you can buy more by just playing the game. But then there's another tab in the store called Rubies where you can buy stack of rubies 40 for $3.59. Ruby block 100 plus 5 bonus $8.99. And skipping a few ahead, my favorite is the Trove of Rubies 800 plus 150 bonus $69.99. You pay $70. The fact that that's even an option. Like, it was bad enough when they added Bedrock Edition, they added the store, and you had to buy, like, skin packs and maps and all that nonsense. But, like, this is ridiculous. I get it as a mobile game. You know, mobile games, like, feed off this kind of thing. But it's, like, $70. Even, like, there's one here, it's $36 for $400.
I can buy 2 Minecraft games for that much.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
It's like,
I hate it.
There's no way in anybody's right mind that's going to pay $70 for something like that.
But some kid will kick and scream and cry, and their rich parents will pay for it.
I was going to say,
yep.
They probably don't even ask the parents to just go grab mom's credit card and go run it.
Oh yeah, well, as you, some of you are aware of my brother Kellen, TC. Well, I don't know about Sandman Wafflestick. My brother Kellen, past existing member. For a little while, he memorized my dad's credit card number and used to just buy like if we were having dinner or something and he'd order the pizza or whatever, Dad would be like, "Oh, do you need my cards? Like, it's in my bag. Go grab it." And he's like, "Oh no, I already know the number."
I would kick my kid's butt if they did that with me.
Well, no, he's running the card for dinner for pizza or whatever. It doesn't sound like he's going out and maliciously using it.
Oh, okay.
No, he wasn't. But he was still pretty clever in the way, like, if we were, like, home alone for the weekend or something, and he'd be like, "Oh, can we just have pizza for dinner?" I'd be like, "I'd just call Mum and Dad and ask them." And, like, he'd call Mum and be like, "Can we just have pizza for dinner?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, like, you already got things in the freezer and all this stuff." And he's like, "Oh, it's all right, like, I can just order it now." And, like, he'll already have it ready to go with the card number inputted and just be ready to click order.
Just get the good to go.
Kellen's always been like that. Yeah, he's so sneaky.
I used to work with someone who memorized their card number. So they would go in. We were working in the restaurant, so we could just go up to one of the cash registers and just order like a meal or whatever for break or something. And she would come up and just punch in her credit card number. I'm like, "You memorized your credit card number?" It's like, "Yeah." "How'd you do that?" "Online shopping." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah,
I used to know mine, but I just recently got them changed.
I have not even memorized. I have a debit card and a credit card, and I can't even name off the first 4 digits of both of them.
Well, yes, yeah, I memorized my debit card number easy enough, but that changed, like TC's has. But yeah, coming back to Minecraft Earth, I hate microtransactions, like, with a passion.
Yeah.
I like your build.
Yeah.
My little tree build.
There's this one game.
I especially like the leopard print beanbag in the background.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, yeah, I hate those. I hate those pay to play.
Yeah, to me, it's not necessarily that. If they had that, whatever. But the fact that you're limited to like a few build plates that are 8x8. Like when they first announced Minecraft Earth, I kind of like got the impression that, you know, you'd be able to go places and build like anywhere and play with other people. And you can play with other people. I haven't done it yet. But as far as I'm aware, you can like invite people to your build plate and they can build with you. But like I thought you'd just be able to like go to places and there'd be like communal areas where you could build things like big spaces, big open spaces. Like you have literally the whole world to play this game, and it's like you're limited to an 8x8 area.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's what I don't like about mobile games.
Yeah, it just feels so boring to me. Like I enjoy going around and collecting items and all that stuff, and the adventure kind of areas, I've only done 2 of them, and they're kind of weird. I'll get to them later though. But just like every time I want to build something, it's like, oh, does this mean I have to tear down my current build and just build there again? It's like, well, what's the point of building anything if you can't keep it?
Exactly. And I know there's this one mobile game that I used to really like. It's the Jurassic World mobile game, and I really wanted to play it, but you only get so far, and then all of a sudden you just have to grind and grind and grind just to make a dent and just to make a little bit of some progress within the game.
Yeah. I mean, while that really kind of raking in income from ads or something like that.
Yeah, and it scared me off, and I unloaded or I uninstalled the game, and I've been kind of looking forward. I'm not big into like AR, type of games like Minecraft Earth and Pokemon Go, but I was kind of looking forward to this, and hearing what you're saying is I don't really get the point in it now. Like, what's the point if I'm not going to be able to do anything?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, when I have played it, I mean, it's a bit tricky on my phone because it's an older phone. It's not really optimized for like heavy GPU and all that kind of stuff. But it is fun when I do play it. Like, I'll just play it, and you kind of got to be dedicated to playing it. You can't just all of a sudden start. You have to like have an area to actually play it in, and kind of have, because obviously you have to move around and stuff to build, which I think is pretty cool. And it's a bit glitchy on my phone. I don't know if that's early access or just because my phone's a bit older. But it is fun. I do like enjoy, like last week I think it was, I just went for a walk and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go and collect some items. And then I noticed that there was like a chest further down. So I was like, okay, well, I'll walk down there. Even though I wasn't planning to, I'm going to walk a little bit further. So I do enjoy that. And even just like walking home from classes and stuff, I'm able to just collect items as I go. But just actually using those items for anything useful, there isn't really anything to do downside. With them. Yeah, like I haven't been able to do anything really interesting with the game yet, and I don't know if I think that's probably limited to the build plates because they limit you.
Right. And that's going to be my issue, is that I'll be going around collecting all these items and opening all these chests and stuff. It's like, all right, let's build this awesome build, and then get into the build plate and I can't do anything.
Yeah, because it's so tiny.
And then it's just going to be like, what's the point of doing all that if I can't do anything with it? Uninstall. Yeah. So
it's just, I mean, keep in mind that it still is early access, and
and it could be
features, and I hope they do. But like at the moment, it's just like you can't do enough. Like you keep seeing, like I remember seeing Sethling and stuff had like a huge plate, and he was doing like the big redstone stuff and making like real like timers and racetracks and stuff, and it's like you can't do that, not unless you're granted all these special things. Which he was.
I would just say, with how big Mojang and Microsoft are with Minecraft, how just huge it is already, just open it up. Like you're not going to lose anything by just opening it up and just saying, all right, you're literally in a world's sandbox, build whatever you want, invite people, go around and find stuff, but open up the build plate to infinity, essentially, and just do that, because they're not going to lose anything off of it.
Yeah.
If they do that.
I don't know what their aim is. Like, yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I hope they just add some sort of more build access, and maybe like more multiplayer.
Or an easier way to upgrade your build plate.
Yeah, just to make it bigger.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the bigger it is, the more like intensive it is going to be to process and to run, because it has to run in AR. Which kind of makes sense in that aspect of having a smaller build plate, but just having
at least make it like a chunk.
Yeah, well, 16 by 16.
Because you can build stuff in not in a quarter.
So have you played any multiplayer on it or anything? Or
no, not yet. There is a way. So essentially, when you load a build plate, you can like invite people, and it brings up like a kind of like a QR code kind of thing. People scan it, and then they join that way, which is pretty nifty. But I haven't really got anyone at the moment who kind of knows the game. But I might see. I'm not sure if there's anyone who have power enough phones to run it. Surely.
And so you have to be in the session with your friends. It can't be like an open, build share.
No, you can only invite people.
Oh, okay.
Which makes some sense in terms of like security and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you could probably see some very inappropriate builds if you're just walking around town or something.
Literally, like when I told my friends in class about it, I was like, "Oh yeah, so they've added this," and like literally, the first thing I'm going to build is inappropriate things all around the city. I'm like, "Of course you are. Why? What else would you do in the game?" It's like, "Here, look at my pretty tree," and they're like, "Inappropriate content."
That's not a tree.
But yeah, no, it has potential. Like, the way that the item collection works is pretty nifty. Like, there's stone kind of based areas, then grassy based areas, and trees, chests. And I think as you level up, you are like more likely to get rarer items. I'm not too sure on that yet. But I've noticed like you can get different rarity of items. Most of them have just been, ooh, here's a pretty flower. Oh, well done, you got a rare redstone torch.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know how, like, if they made that better so you could get different items in different ways, that'd be more interesting. But at the moment, like, I've literally just been collecting stone and trees and dirt.
And what about so the adventures would probably be the part of that process of getting rarity items, right?
That's what I've gathered. The first time I did an adventure, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have a sword or a pickaxe, which it turned out you needed. And I kind of just walked around and didn't know what was happening. I have a video of it. I should do something with it. But I just ended up leaving because I didn't know what I was doing. And then, so I went to go craft a pickaxe, because there is like crafting and smelting. But in classic mobile game fashion, it takes like 5 minutes to craft a pickaxe. And like 30 seconds per 4 pieces of wood. And it's like, wow. Oh, but you can pay extra rubies. You can pay extra rubies to speed the process up.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
No, they didn't put that in there.
They sure did.
Typical mobile game right
terrible.
there.
So it's a typical mobile, like Sandman said, but it is fun. Typical. But it has so much more improvements that I would suggest making, especially as someone who's been playing Minecraft for this long. It just feels really
kind of like an insult.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's quite degrading and kind of upsetting to be so excited for this, like, whoa, it's Minecraft in a whole new kind of format, and then it's like, wait, this isn't Minecraft. It really isn't. It's like, here's a little snippet of Minecraft.
Yeah, I'll stick to Java.
Yeah, I'll keep playing it, and I hope they do make more improvements, but I know I've never been a mobile gamer much anyway. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to get other people's perspective, like, you got people, obviously, like Vanilla Raccoon, he was way into like Pokemon Go and all that kind of stuff. Be interesting to see how he gets on with kind of Minecraft Earth and all that. And I know that someone like, for those you know, Miles Pernicious, I know that he's been doing a little bit of it too. I'm not sure about, I know that people like Waddles have been tweeting a lot about it, but I don't know if he's been playing it or not. I don't know if he's got like, access to it yet, but I am curious to follow it and see how it goes, but if you can get it, definitely recommend trying it, because it's early access. And obviously things are going to change as they go, but hey, it's a new type of Minecraft.
Could become a deeper trash can, man, or it could get better. I mean, it's just kind of time will tell.
Like the trash can that I cleaned out yesterday on my flat, where something had been either leaking or wet in the bottom of the can. So I lifted the rubbish bag out, and it was just stinky bin juice, and it was not nice. It was really not nice. So let's hope Minecraft Earth doesn't become stinky bin juice and instead becomes the freshly washed and cleaned bin that I cleaned yesterday. Weird analogy,
I hope
but
it does. That's the point across. Pretty solid, actually. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. Was there anything else you guys wanted to know about the game? Because obviously I've been rambling for quite a lot, but I have access to it literally right in front of me.
I guess we're all in the United States, so we're just the only ones that haven't played it outside of New Zealand.
I know they've been saying that they are planning on doing like a global like release or early access release over the next few months, I think they said. So that'd be cool, because hopefully that way they'll get a lot more feedback and like a lot more changes for the actual release, which was the actual release meant to be the end of this year or start of next year? They'll probably push it back. I can't remember. Actually, it might say on the website.
It'd be kind of nice if you could just like convert it into a couch game where you can rotate your build plate as you're setting down, so you can build it from all angles by just standing in one location.
Oh, you can. Sorry, I didn't specify that. So you have to play an AR, but you can rotate it around while sitting still. So you don't actually have to get up and move around, which can be a little bit intrusive and invasive depending on where you're playing. Like I was playing at a friend's house the other day, and it's like I didn't really want to get up and walk all around their living room, so I just sat there, and you can spin it around. But it's like, if you were able to like load it in a non-AR environment, maybe, I don't know. I can see how that would defeat the purpose of the game, but it is really intensive to always have to play it in AR, just with how it's kind of structured at the moment.
Have you ever experienced any sickness from it or anything? Or
No. I think that's just because it's on a small phone, so it's more just annoying. Because the AR, well, on my phone in specific, is not great. On like the newer kind of Samsungs and especially the iPhones, I know are quite notorious for AR like capabilities. I'm sure it'd be a lot smoother, but it's a bit jumpy on my one. But hey, it's alright.
It's okay, you can get through it, Peach.
I'll survive. Definitely something, as soon as they started doing the early access stuff, something that came immediately to my mind is like, I want to make a real life video about this, because I can record video off my phone. And I was thinking of like pairing up with one of my friends from my class and doing like a proper like walking around with like a camera set up and microphone and raking and all that stuff, because we have the equipment to do that, and I have the skills to do that. It'd be kind of cool to do that, I reckon.
Would be really
almost
cool.
Like a vlog, but just playing it around the city.
I guess you would have to pack a battery pack with you if you go. Like
a battery pack or two.
Yeah.
Recharge at cafes.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be cool. I might put that plan together, but at the moment, I'm literally swamped and just overwhelmed with the amount of schoolwork going on. But yeah, definitely something on the to-do list. I mean, only got a few more weeks left of classes, and then I'm basically on holiday, if I'm not working, which I hopefully will be, but we'll see. Lots of projects to come, hopefully.
That's good.
Yeah, but I guess moving on from Minecraft Earth, should we take a deep dive right into the Minecraft Festival talk that's been going on recently?
This is actually more exciting to me.
I know that...
And me.
Yeah, well, specifically, TC is here because TC has been making all sorts of plans. As soon as they announced Minecraft Festival, TC, you basically like dove straight into the swimming pool that is Minecraft Festival 2020. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, they announced it, and it's not too awfully far from home for me. Granted, it's like a 21-hour drive, but just think it'd be nice to get everybody together for like a first ever full-blown existence meetup, unlike some of the here and there meetups in between.
Because I was saying yesterday, I think it was, you and Delta Dragon have kind of probably met more existence members than like anyone else, if you combine the two of you, because like obviously you and Dragon have met Noah, and then Dragon went to, what was it called, LTX?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. I don't remember.
In Canada, when he met ACG and K-Saws. And have you met anyone else? Or am I... No, I don't think so.
Haven't. Not yet.
But, not yet, exactly. So, what are you kind of planning? Because I don't know, obviously it's down to you how much you want to discuss on the podcast, but obviously there's the festival. Should we run over the festival quickly? Because I'm still wrapping my head kind of around that. So it's September 25th to 27th, 2020 in Orlando.
Right. And it's Orlando, Florida. And I love how it says, first ever Minecraft festival, according to the website.
Oh, yeah, that
but there's not really a whole lot. You know, it's a year out, so there's not a whole lot there yet. Yeah. And I literally just now booked the house. The house is booked.
Booked it?
Oh, you've got a whole house.
Booked it just now. Yes, I just booked a house that it says for 20, and I'd like at least 10.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, now I feel like I have to go now.
Go to the
So-
existence gaming house.
But like everybody I've talked to is like possibly can go, would like to go. The only definite confirmed no at this point is Duo, because apparently he's first week of university for him or something.
So is that a
So
no? Yeah, I thought he said he wasn't coming, or is that what you said?
yeah, definitely no. He's the
Yeah.
only definite no at this point. Everybody else is possible. But yeah, I literally
Yeah.
just paid half of the house.
Oh yikes!
So
Yeah, yikes on that. I think that's a little too soon, but
well,
No, the
I don't
thing is,
want to
but-
wait until 6 months down the road and not have anything available.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing,
Yeah,
because
that's
the
true.
prices are going to start spiking as soon as all those kind of local businesses and places figure out what's going on.
And
Because
I
he was
have up
excited,
to
too.
48 hours prior to cancel. So
okay.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you get
Interesting.
a full refund.
I love that Sandman's like, already, it's not going to happen. Cancel.
Well, you know,
you
you
get-
just want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row first to make sure, you know.
you know what? I haven't taken a vacation in like 10 years, so I don't care. I'm going regardless.
Yeah, you
Okay.
need a vacation.
Just
You
go to
do
the
you,
beach.
man.
If all else fails.
I guess coming back to
What?
it, it'll yeah, it's essentially Minecon, isn't it? We talked about this I think last podcast. It's Minecon. Stop pretending it's something else.
Basically.
But the fact
It's
that it's like,
Minecon, the new rapper.
yeah, the fact they're like the first ever Minecraft festival. It's like no, it's not. It's a Minecon. They finally figured out that nobody really is into Minecraft Live, Minecon Live, whatever it's called. Like that's not the same thing.
This pulled back up now.
Yeah. I'm glad that
I'll
they're
tell you
doing
one
this.
positive though. I'll tell you one really good positive is Microsoft will have some money to dump into the event, hopefully, compared to Mojang and past events.
That's true. That's a good point.
They're gonna go heavy on it. You know they are. Like it's Microsoft. Like,
Yeah,
all right, guys.
Should be pretty
Comic Con
awesome.
level.
Well, it'd be cool
Yeah,
to just have a
there-
big kind of thing, because obviously Minecraft has got so much bigger over the years, and I guess that's maybe why they kind of toned it back down a bit with Minecons, is because it probably just wasn't quite pulling in the same kind of income, or same kind of profit, I should say, as, you know, in the first kind of few years of Minecons.
Yeah.
But yeah, now with Microsoft kind of backing it, and as much as we may despise it, with Bedrock and Minecraft Earth and skin packs and all this kind of nonsense, it has grown Minecraft to quite a gigantic community again, even arguably bigger than it's ever been.
Right. Yeah, you got to
Um,
give credit where credit's due. Microsoft has done a lot more good for Minecraft and its screw ups.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, with
there's
TC
definitely more
going,
positive than negative.
Is Dragon going TC?
Still debatable, I think, with him. He just started a new job too, so
Yeah, I think the problem is that it's so, like, for me personally, it's so far away. I can't plan that far in advance at the moment. Like, I can't even I can't even make plans.
Well, that's the way it is with
for
everybody.
Christmas at the moment. I just
Right.
there's so
Yeah,
much
I'm in the
uncertainty
same
in my
boat.
life. But I think I've said this before in previous podcasts. Like, when they first started doing Minecon Live, the first year they did that, I fully intended to, like, heavily consider going overseas to the Minecon and meeting everyone. And now it's like, I really would want to, and I really would love to, and I probably could, depending, but it's such a big thing for me to plan and figure out, kind of around everything else, and it just depends where, like, my timetables line up for classes and stuff next year. Because next year's going to be a bit more intensive for me, because, like, obviously this year I've just been kind of studying, it's been classes and they learn things and teach things and you're doing assignments, whereas next year I'm going to be, like, in a class that is quite heavily focused on working with actual clients and doing actual jobs as part of the study. So depending on kind of how that works, it's going to be tricky for me to find or to work it in with kind of going away for easily like a week, to go all the way to the States, which is a long way away from New Zealand,
Oh yes.
compared to some other places. But I would definitely love to go, and regardless, even if I don't go, I would be so overjoyed to see, you know, an existence community come together in real life at an event like this. Because, like, we talked about it, I think, a few podcasts ago when we talked about kind of the LTX thing, I think the Linus thing that Dragon, ACG, Kyle, and I want to say ATM2222, which is an old Patreon friend of ACT in that. Like that was quite a significant kind of meetup of past members. But to have like a full-on community thing would be just incredible to see kind of what Minecraft has allowed, this existence community to become. And I know that TC, you mentioned podcast stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to, try to do a live podcast while I'm there. Here, upload. I just posted some pictures in.
Ooh, that's nice.
All right, yep, I'm going.
Podcast. So,
pool table.
Yep.
Yes, there's a game room. It's gonna very well cover everybody's needs. I would say.
Yep, I'm definitely in.
I did top bunk.
I want to sneak in there.
But anyway, my thoughts were, it's like the event, the Minecraft event is Friday, Saturday, Sunday for those 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
But like you coming from New Zealand, I don't think you want to fly to the States just for 3 days.
No, gosh, that'd be excessive and highly stressful too, I'd imagine.
Oh, I would imagine. So this place is basically going to be covered for a week.
Yep.
So like you could fly in on a Wednesday before the event, fly out Wednesday after. So you'd be here for a week. And it's like, I know Pineapple said he might come.
Oh, really?
And yes. And if he comes, he wants to go to Disney of all places.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Because he's
I
before,
don't have that kind of cash, so.
Yeah, Disney, I was looking up prices to kind of get an idea. I think Disney was like 104.
Oof.
Here's my
just for the 1 day, one park. So I think that's what it was. But now I'm losing my train of thought here. But it's like for you, I know you have the furthest to go, Peach. And I even suggested throwing up like a GoFundMe to kind of help your airfare because your airfare is like $1,500.
Yeah,
I want to say for the round trip,
dude.
Yeah,
and so here's the thing: is
I
like
myself and several other people have even offered to assist your airfare just to get you here.
Yeah, which I really appreciate. Like, obviously, I don't. I'm pretty open about money in terms of existence. Like, I like to tell everyone, this is how much existence is costing. This is how much I'm paying. Any donation is appreciated. Not to say like with something like this, I have savings, which I'm pretty, I'm quite privileged to have from so many years of working.
There's the cost of the house.
Oof.
That's why 10 people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm basically paying for at least me. My wife's coming. I even offered to cover your end because of your expense.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely would money's not too big of an issue. I would definitely appreciate like doing like a GoFundMe thing to just kind of help out because obviously I don't want to throw all my savings into a giant trip like this.
Yeah, and you're in college.
Yeah, I definitely.
Do you even have a part-time job right now?
No, not at the moment. I'm working.
I didn't know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm living off a student loan at the moment, which is sufficient. But I'm looking into. I've been applying for a few places for over the summer and like part-time next year while I'm studying to kind of just ease the load a bit. But yeah, no, definitely like I would be comfortable kind of dedicating a fair chunk of my savings to a trip like this because it's a huge life event even just to go overseas and that kind of stuff.
And to meet everybody that brought existence to where it is today.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
I'm sure that'd be a bonus.
Yeah,
but like,
for sure.
I basically, it's like, I'm going to get the house set up. I'm going to rent. If 10 people come, I'm going to have to rent a second vehicle at least when I'm down there to at least kind of help with the transportation from the airport to the house, from the house to the festival.
If I end up going down, I'll probably drive myself. So I'll have another vehicle.
Oh, I thought you were going to fly because you didn't want to spend as long. Because I was going to drive down the weekend before and come.
Oh, well, I may fly, but I don't know.
Logistics to figure out anyway later on.
So there's lots of time, but figure on doing a podcast, considering doing a community event to come up with like a t-shirt design or something maybe.
Yeah, so the two things definitely that I think would be awesome is definitely I've always wanted to do a live podcast, just like sit down with actual people, like even like during the festival, just to go like sit at a table and set up some microphones and just have a live podcast recorded would be awesome. But I love the idea of t-shirts. It's something I always teased Brown with.
Saturday. I figured do that Saturday, Sunday after the events to kind of discuss the festival itself.
Yeah, for sure. I think even like if I don't go, which is a high possibility, but just to have that group of people recording would absolutely be just incredible.
So if you were to come, would you bring your brother?
Oh, I doubt he'd be able to afford it at all. I would try convince him, but I highly doubt he'd come. But hey, it's always a possibility. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like
Never knows, a year away.
Other possibilities to show up would be Monday.
Ooh, Monday. I did talk to her the other day.
Yeah, she's around. She's kind of popped back up a little bit.
Yeah, it was after I kind of blew her up on Steam because she wasn't answering me on Discord.
Who else was talking about going? I can't remember. I know that like ACG and KSOS kind of mentioned that they spent a lot of their monies like on LTX and stuff, and we're talking about going to LTX again next year. Was that a possibility? I can't remember.
Well, I know LTX is pretty close to Kyle.
Yeah, it was just a matter of, I think, ACG kind of going all the way up to Canada.
Yeah, I haven't heard Dragon say nothing about it, so I don't know. Actually, I'm surprised he hasn't shown up this weekend yet.
I'm sure he will. But yeah, no, it's a huge thing for something like this to happen for not only the Minecraft community, but if this goes ahead with the existence community, it's absolutely incredible, I think. Just, because we would have been going for 4.5 years by then, just about.
I was trying to figure that out too.
Yeah, because we've just passed recently, it must have been very recently, 3.5 years, or coming up 3.5, I think. I can't remember.
Because we're supposed to start season 3 on the 3-year anniversary.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, but that was delayed for
1.14
release.
Yep.
But yeah, by the time September next year rolls around, it would have been 4.5 years, which is insane. Never expected it to last this long.
But I have sent messages inviting for, as far as the house goes, to Nina. Which she mentioned something back, but she hasn't really said anything.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do a more kind of Lionheart thing.
Yeah. But still, it's like Lord Crazies lives in Florida. And he's like probably not going to the festival because of his working. And it's like, well, at least stop by the house and say hi. So,
Yeah, so Nina, member of Lionheart, past existence member, and Lord Crazies is an old existence member too, back on
he's season one.
Way back.
Then I've sent messages to Miles.
I think he'd probably go. I wouldn't be surprised. Mad Cat. He's always busy doing something, but it'd be cool to meet him.
So, but yeah, it's open to all the existence members. Like I said, I'd like to at least get 10 people.
Yeah, for sure.
But more would be the merrier. The house is actually says for 20.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeps 20.
Yeah.
So we got.
It looks like something that they would. The house looks like something that they would shoot Big Brother at.
Oh yeah.
On the inside.
Big Brother is watching. I definitely think, like, if I would go, like, if I do go, it would be awesome to just vlog so much. I would be for sure doing that.
Vlogging the crap out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Like 100% capitalize on that, I think that'd be awesome, though, to just have that perspective from the community.
Yeah. So I'm kind of a space case still. I like KSP and stuff like that. And Cape Canaveral's like an hour drive. So I'm definitely going there while I'm down there.
That would be awesome.
And it would be awesome if a rocket launch is happening.
If that is happening, like, I would demand to go. Like, I would not let anyone not go.
But New Zealand launches rockets. I've seen that lately.
Yeah, I don't know where they launch exactly, and I also don't know how open it is for viewings.
All I know
So
is it
might
shows
just-
it on the edge of the coast somewhere.
Yeah,
So
I think it's down the South Island here. I think it's near Christchurch, which is not too far from where Dunedin is. And also I have plenty of like friends and family in Christchurch. I'm just gonna look it up here quickly. Rocket Lab launch sites.
I couldn't even remember the name of it. I just know that I saw something that they launched another one here recently.
I don't know where that is. Where is that? Miha?
What's that?
Mihai Peninsula. I've never heard of this place. Maps. Let's have a look. East Coast near Napier. Oh. Oh, no, it's nowhere where nowhere near me. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's up on the North Island on the East Coast, which is nowhere near anywhere I am or will be.
So like the distance from your home to Taupo to there.
Yeah, it's kind of the other. Yeah, it's a long way away. Oh dear. But yeah, no, definitely.
So
Like,
anyway.
I'd love to go to something like a rocket launch, and like, especially at Cape Canaveral would be just. That'd be monumental, honestly, to like just in life in general to go to something like that, even just to go to Cape Canaveral.
But so yeah, it's like I figure as time gets closer, we start get more confirmed to who's going, can like figure out what meals are gonna be, and
Yeah, for sure. And like
the whole
Sam, I
nine
think Sam
yards,
said,
so.
there's still plenty of time. And I guess in that sect, there's plenty of time to get all your chickens.
I
in the
mainly
basket
want to
or
get the
whatever.
housing book because like that house Dragon found that because he dealt with that company or Airbnb before, and it showed like 17 other people looking at it for those particular dates.
Oh yeah,
So it's like, yeah, I'm booking this now, so it's covered.
yeah.
Yep,
Sweet
just in
ass.
case.
For sure. Oh dear.
So
Oh well, it's all very exciting, and I think as kind of the year progresses, there'll be a lot more talk of this as kind of things develop and we get more kind of confirmed who's going and who wants to go. And definitely as we, I think, approach more towards the date, setting up a proper kind of existence meetup, probably at the event or outside of the event, would be a must do. Even just with you
Yeah.
going TC, like definitely I think, putting out a community message and just having some sort of, even if it's just a small meetup with just like you and whoever else goes and a couple of people, would just be absolutely incredible.
I'll be having dinner with Sandman in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's gonna be fun. That's
You
gonna
guys
be.
are
I'm
gonna
looking
have to-
forward to that.
It's like the wife and I were talking about going to Lansing, and it's just like, Sandman only lives just a little way from there. Hey, you want to go have dinner?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So, and he literally
That'd be
drove right past me, like when he went to Wisconsin not too long ago.
Yeah, I
Incredible.
was not too far from him. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're kind of trailing off of it now, but it's been an absolutely awesome time talking about all the new stuff with Minecraft Earth and the Minecraft Festival next year. Unfortunately,
Been
Waffle
great
Stick
talking
had
to you
to,
for the first time
had to
in a
slip
while.
out. Yeah, likewise, TC. It's always good to catch up.
Yep.
It's always good to talk to you too, Sandman, considering I've been a bit like absent recently with everything else going on. Unfortunately,
no worries.
Yeah, unfortunately, Waffle Stick had to slip out. He's just got some other things going on in the background that he had to deal with. But thank you, Waffle Stick, for coming. Thank you, Sandman, once again, as usual, for being here. Always good to have you. And TC, it was great catching up with you. Great having you on a podcast for a minute
for having
since
me.
I think we last had you. And also thank you to all our patrons. Once again, it's great to have your guys' support and running the server and the website and the Patreon Keystone server. Always awesome to have your support. So thanks to Sugarcaney, thank you TC, thank you The Mundane, thank you Delta Dragon, Pineapple, Sandman, thank you ACD1000, iGalaxy, Lord of the Undead, I Need Help, Waffle Stick, Torbray, It's Pickle J, Duo Gets Wrecked, and recently Chris Mon has joined as a patron. Thank you guys all so much for your ongoing support. It's been quite a few months now since we had the Patreon running, and it's great to still have a bit of financial support and keep the Keystone server up and running to play with all you guys every now and again. It's been awesome. But yeah, my name's mcpeachpies, joined by Sandman and TC. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you everyone for listening. We'll catch you all next time.
Bye.
See ya.